welcome to Ignite India. And of course, you know the news that has happened, which is, late night. It was put on the website that NID studio test for BDES and for MDES is going to change. So there are certain changes. We have our experts here with us. We'll have Krishna sir here helping you solve your doubts, and we have Gaurav sir here from NID, definitely, who is here to explain us about all the changes that will happen online. There are three important parts, be it BDES and an MDES, that we will inform you about. We will have if it's BDES, now you need to know that the DAT prelims holds 70% marks weightage. That has happened before, and your DAT mains now holds 30% of the weightage. It is also mentioned in brackets, which says online interaction, statement of purpose and creative work samples need to be uploaded, and the dates and all these information will be provided to you and your admit card, which will soon be given to you or sent to you on your registered email IDs prior the DAT mains. Similarly, for MDES, prelims has now the weightage of 60% and the mains has now the weightage of 40%, and in brackets it's written online interview. Again, uploading the portfolio and statement of purpose and downloading of admit card will be intimidated to the candidates on their registered email IDs prior to the DAT mains exam. So be very clear that now you will not be going to the NID centers to give these exams. Alright, we have three main important things, which is first SOP, which means statement of purpose. Second is your portfolio or your creative material or work, and third is your online interview and interaction. Gaurav sir, are you here with us?
Yes.
Yes. Can you give a little bit brief on these three topics, or anyone that you can choose and start off with? Little guidelines for the
Fine.
NID.
So we have BDES and MDES both
Yes,
right now?
both students are here.
Okay. So let's go back to that screen only. The 3 points which you have mentioned, the last screen. Yeah. So here it will be a little different for MDES student, because till the last date, what we used to have a good studio test, and then we have interviews one-on-one, and then they see the portfolio, right? But the portfolios were, I mean, it was officially important at that time, but still it was quite subjective whether you will get marks based on your portfolio or maybe interview. I mean, because both of them they conduct at the same time. Okay, while going through your portfolio, they will be interacting with you. So that was the case till last year. But now the thing is, they will give importance to each and every point this time, because and this is first time they're conducting this way. So they have a sort of weightage for each and every exams. I mean, portfolio and interview. But they haven't revealed any micro weightages for each and every categories. Okay, and it is and I think they won't even reveal that micro weightage because because it is again subjective for them, that how a faculty will give you a marks. Okay, but what we are clear with is that main is now 40% weightage. Fine. So right now we have three things in front of us: statement of purpose, portfolio, online interview. So I'll talk about portfolio first. Okay. Right now we don't know how much time we have. So the very first thing, everyone just look back and check what all works they have, and they think that it is suitable for NID purpose. Okay, MDes and BDes, both the students. And check if I mean, just retrieve your all the previous work. It could be your graphics, it could be digital graphics, it could be handmade graphics, painting, or maybe a small model, like how we used to do in SUPW work, like in schools, 3D modeling, paper modeling, clay modeling, or whatever you have learned in like during these studio class with Pahal and Ignite India. Like if you think that okay, this is good enough, good to go for the portfolio, then I mean, take the call. But yeah, before keeping everything in portfolio, yes, we should go through each and every project, and let's see like how much impactful it is for the portfolio, NID portfolio. Now the thing is, I mean, there is no particular formula for portfolio, that okay, this is the only way to give portfolio. The very first thing, just understand what are the official guidelines, that okay, it has to submit online. So it's supposed to be a soft copy. So I assume that everyone should learn a little bit of uh, compilation process, maybe by Photoshop, Illustrator, or any other software. Okay, if you know already, that is well and good. But if you don't know, still we'll be having classes on that. Rimjim ma'am and Vijendra sir will continue with that. Okay, so this is what, like, basic things you have to keep in mind. Now the thing is, portfolio is one of the thing which will make you very different among all the students. Also, even in Pahel, it will make you differ from each and every one. So this is actually a good opportunity for you to showcase your strength area. Now what happened, like last, if we go through a last year procedure, they will give you some common question. It might fall into your strength part, but it might not be in your favor. So right now we can make our own portfolio we can make our portfolio in our area of interest. Now if you are very interested in, like right now I'm talking about BDS, that if you are interested in graphics, products, interior, exhibition, or anything like typography related stuff or animation, then you can explore that area, then learn about it, follow your leaders, like in that particular area, who all are the good leaders, good entrepreneurs who are doing best. Similarly in masters, you have to be very specific with your department. You cannot go haywire that okay, I'm going to explore everything. No. So in BDes you can explore everything, but in MDes you have to be little specific about your department. In that department you can again explore many types of medium. Fine. So most probably we'll be having common classes in portfolio session, but at the same time, if we have a different sort of classes like individual session and some like common 2-3 group of session, then it will be good enough for you guys. Because what happens when you, like, while making portfolio, when you see each other's work, we might get influenced by other drawing skills, other sort of ideas, or these sort of problems will create. So we'll try to stay natural, we'll try to stay original with this. Let's not keep everything from Google or YouTube. We cannot afford that, because they will catch right away the moment they see this, because they are familiar with all sort of designs, what is going on online. So it will be a bad practice if you do that. Similar way, statement of purpose, like why you want to come into design field. The very first thing, design field, not into NID. Okay. Because NID is one of the institute who uh, caters design education. Fine. There are a hell lot of education center which has a design subject. So design is your god right now. How can you justify yourself that okay, you want to learn design, or why you want to learn design, what is your inspiration? I mean, everything is about you. How can you define yourself in this particular area, so that they will understand that okay, what is your perspective in design and what new things you can bring on their plate. Okay. Because if this also, if you copy, then again similar words, same thing will happen, and then common approach will I mean, they will have a common approach, then you might get lesser marks in that. So this is what it is. In online interview interaction, again, it's a new thing for BDES. So what we will be doing here is we will be having a go through with our portfolio and with our statement of purpose, because while interviewing they will be having our portfolio and statement of purpose as well, and all the primary data which we have submitted during filling the form. Okay, so they can ask any question that okay, if you're master, then they can ask you about your previous job thing, like how it ended up, and then why you wanted to shift in MDes, like what is the bridge. So these all stuffs are there. Then similarly in BDes, they might ask you some question from your portfolio itself, like okay, if you have done something with typography, then what is your inspiration, why did you do that, what is your process in that. They would like to see your process as well. Like if you are having some problem, if you define some problem statement in your particular area of interest, then how are you solving that. They want to see that struggle, they want to see that rough thing as well, that how are you solving it. Idea is fine, that will be the final moment, that is how you're going to end up the show, by showing your ideas in that particular area. But also they would like to see that how you came up with this answer, what is going in your mind, and what is your approach, what is your analysis on this particular area. And also after all of them, you have to present all of this in a good presentation. Uh, that we will be doing little later, because first we have to finish our content. The content has to be good, the portfolio content has to be good, then only we'll be able to make it more beautiful. That is the secondary part. First is this. Okay, so
Introduce also Mr. Gaurav is from NID Bangalore. That's what we have invited here, Mr. Gaurav, today to give you the brief about the NID, how exactly all NID is. Then we have here Rimjim Sharma. He's a product and lifestyle accessories designer. He has done UI, UX and all. What is SOP, portfolio and online interview? I'll come for what we are doing it, how our course plan, what we are teaching, that all part I will come for sure. But the major idea what I'm here right now want to tell you is because all the panelists are here. Veena is here. Then the Gaurav from management, he's also here. So if you have any questions and doubt, that you can ask first. And the later stage at the end of the session, we will come for the many more things, which is our further class plan from now. Because kind of we have to start from the day one, like what we are supposed to start today for your NID studio test. But well, before that, I want to take student questions, and most of your camera is off. So switch on your camera, switch on your mic, and ask the question. Can our 12th class fine art portfolio not getting the pattern, totally blank? If you don't have questions, please write here, write in the chat box. Because I know it is what is happening with you guys from last 4 or 5 months, huh? After NIFT and NID exam. So you never know what will happen next month. So all surprises are for you guys during this pandemic time. So I am worried about portfolio, sir. Okay, will come. Anyone else? You can share all your questions which is in your mind. The experts are here. They will answer you, sir. What is the approximate highest score for BDES? Yeah, me too. Krishna Doshi. Anyone else? Krishna, you have made so many portfolio before. I remember Krishna having good works. He had shared me also. Rimjim, could you please sum up the question if they are writing? Or in
Yes.
fact, Krishna, Tejaswini, Ansu, you guys can unmute yourself and speak also.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sudhanshu.
So for other colleges, I made my portfolio. So should I redo again, or should I like send the same? Like, should I redo again?
You have already portfolio. We will discuss what all changes is required. We will have portfolio classes. Do not need to worry about it. Any question, Tejaswini, Ansu, anything in mind?
Sir. Sir.
So about portfolio, sir.
Sorry?
So portfolio.
Portfolio. That is the doubt. Tejaswini?
No, sir, I'm clear with the pattern. I understood the pattern after
Great,
watching
great.
the
Yeah, I know. You are even working from month of Jan itself. So kind of you've completed the semester for all this preparation, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. Good. Don't have. Sakina, any doubt you have?
I already made my portfolio like a couple of versions for like quite a few different colleges. So
Yes. We have applied for a couple of abroad colleges also. Cool.
Right.
Navya, anything you want to add on? Any doubt? Any questions? Could you please unmute and explain?
I don't have any questions about the
No
back.
questions.
I think
Okay.
it's clear so far.
So you understood. That means I want Navya to explain what is the entire pattern in 2 minutes.
Okay,
Understood? You should explain your friend. Yeah, do it.
so initially we had a 70% weightage for round 2, but now it's been switched. So we have 70% weightage for round 1 and 30% for round 2. And instead of having a studio test for round 2, we're going to have online interaction with a statement of purpose and creative works review and stuff. So portfolio basically.
Okay, great. Anything else you want to add on? Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah. Yes. Who is this?
Actually, Harshad.
Okay.
Hello.
Switch on your video.
Actually,
I can't see you.
I already on switch. It's
Yeah,
on.
I can see you now. Yeah, Harshad, tell me.
So actually, I'm architecture first year student, so I didn't get much time for making portfolio. But this coming days are sufficient for me to make new portfolio again.
We will have enough time. I'll come to that also. Let's take opinion of we have one of the industry alumni right now, Veena here. She also have been preparing for these exams in 2014, if I'm not wrong. 13-14. Veena, do you have any opinion about all this? How much time it should take? How students should make all this portfolio?
If you know your strategy and your strength, portfolio can be done in 1 month. So it's not a big deal. If you know what is exactly which course you want, accordingly you can make your portfolio, and that won't take lot of time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll go back to our expert, Gaurav sir. He's, as if I mentioned, he's from NID Bangalore, and he'll explain you what is all. I think Gaurav sir, if you can explain in short what all things required for the portfolio for particular department if they want admission. What you guys have done, what should the student have to have, things are in, because I remember when you were teaching in coachings at that time, BDS student had portfolio, they had personal interview. So at that time in 2015-16, what was the pattern we were following? That also, if you can recall and add on few points. So I would like to take your some of the suggestion and important points.
So see, before going to NID, I had a like projects on branding, packaging, and so many industry projects were there. Okay, and some projects were ongoing. There was no time for compiling everything. So the very first thing is there is no limit of portfolio topics. The number of projects in your portfolio, that how much you have to compile in it. It could be I mean any number. It could be just one or two projects, but if it is solving the purpose, then it is fine. But if those are like very small projects like posters and some characters or something, then you can add more projects into your portfolio. So the thing is, how can I like if I have so this was like I had so many works, so that's why I was able to take decision within those projects. But now the thing is, if I don't have any work, then what will I do? If or also what if I am not very convinced with my work, then what will I do? Okay, so let's take some good justifiable number, which is like 4 or 5. Okay, if I have 5 projects in my portfolio, then it is good enough, because even they don't have all the way time to go through your each and every letters, your topics and everything details about it, right? So try to keep a short projects. If you really don't have anything, you can just take a module of like 1 week, and then you can start working on that particular area. Let's say if you want to do a character design for something, let's say there were so many competition. It was on COVID-19, where they asked to design a character, superhero character, which fights against the coronavirus. Fine. So I mean, it should not take more than 1 week. This character. Okay. So what all things? If I take only this projects now, how can I like what all things I should put in my portfolio? It won't be just one character, one single character in one image, right? So how I should begin? So very first thing, I should first talk about what is COVID-19. Then what are the monsters in it? And through that, I got inspired to this particular character. Now your sketches will come, your pencil sketches will come. Okay, then try to give a form on it. Like it could be a floating guy, it could be a woman, it could be a neutral gender. Okay, with some sort of power. Like give more detailing. Now start giving more details into it. Okay, you can take any particular hero or characters from comic books, from movie theaters, or anywhere else. You just analyze it first, study it, that how a character comes out. Okay, then try to make a front view of it, side view of it. Then what are the powers, like it can fly or some other sort of powers, or some powers which can actually kill corona. I mean, it has to be little relevant to that COVID-19. Okay, it should not be like any haywire that some power which is not at all related to fight against this. Like if I use missile right now in my character, will it help to fight against corona? No, right? So the power has to be very relevant to that. So we need little bit of research in that. Like what are the composition which works against coronavirus? Okay. Now following if I'm done with characters, then all the blueprint of my characters, then maybe I can give a very small story with that character, that a small comic book. Okay, it could be 4 screen, it could be 5 screen, that how he is helping and how he is introducing to the when that's the typical plot scene when you have a monster in your city. First is that scene, and then then it attacks the civilization, and then third scene is how the the character forms, and then last how it helps the city while fighting, right? So this is the typical thing. Maybe you can take this as your storyline, and then you can extend your project. So this is just one project. Are you getting? Like simply designing from one character to the animation to the storyline, like just one project will tell you like how good you are with sketching, how good you are with storytelling, how good you are with your research and process. Okay, just one project is telling so many things at the same time. If your area of interest is this, So this is just one example. Similarly, if I take furniture design, if your area interest is furniture design, interior design, or related to something solid products, then take a scenario. It's not at all have to be only thing which have to fight against COVID-19. You can also think about little more future. What will be the new normal? Okay, so how people will work from home. Right now you can see that, okay, table, like some people are introducing those furniture which will take care of your sitting position. Like while working, if you have to walk, then they have keeping that roller as well, that what is it, um, that wheel thing where you run. I forgot the name. Yeah, if anyone knows, then they can just come up with the name. So that's what I mean. You can think of any area and then start dividing your design into it. Start with your research, start with your problem statement, that what was the problem, what is troubling you. Okay, then second is what are the consequences, and what is the future of this problem, and how it will affect in long term. Then next will be, how are you going to solve this problem. Okay, so this is the whole process they would like to see. They would like to see the journey as a designer. So you're not an artist right now. First you have to think as a designer, then you have to make it more beautiful to make other people understand your design language. So choice of font, choice of color, then choice of pencil strokes will matter according to that project. So I mean, this is like few more projects. If I take some other examples, like signage. If I have to talk about signages, everyone knows signage. What is signage? Anyone doesn't know about it? So signage. If I have to define a red zone area or green zone area or orange zone area in a city, then how will I make a graphic, and how will I make people aware that, okay, this is COVID affected area or it is COVID neutral area. So I mean, this is a requirement that someone has thought about it, and then someone had a thought on that it is a problem that while traveling from one place to another place, intercity, we might touch things while traveling through bus stand, or maybe if we go through marketplaces or something. So that like there are so many touch points we will be going through. But if we make it more, if we create more awareness related to COVID-19 area, like, okay, this is affected zone, this is neutral zone, this is orange zone, then we will make people more comfortable with this particular area, that okay, this I can be little relaxed. But I mean, yes, you have to be very cautious all the time, but at the same time I know that, okay, these are the area where I have to be more cautious about my things or my activities, what I'm doing. So for that, what sort of graphics you gonna make so that people will understand? Like, you know what is the danger sign, you know what is the bumper sign, so what are the COVID sign, COVID affected area sign? I mean, so these are the things, like very small projects. Okay, I mean, very it will look very dissolved in your society, but it has a huge work behind that. I mean, your background process has to be very strong. That's what design it. It should dissolve in your society very nicely. Okay, it should not trouble your customer or user or the citizen in a city. You don't have to.
We will give you some of the more tips and idea. You know the Gaurav sir is from NID Bangalore, and he's expert. He will give you the idea in this free session where we'll guide you how to make portfolio. Couple of tips by the expert. That's very important. And there is a very important announcement also related to Sunday class, which after this session I'll do the announcement how the example, like after having a discussion of this pattern. So let's over to Gaurav sir to explain, and then we'll conclude the session. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so what I was saying is our design should dissolve in our society, right? It should not very stand out that it will trouble the user. Like a safety pin, like it has a very minimal function, but I mean it doesn't trouble anyone, right? It is very invisible, but it solves the purpose. So that safety pin is nothing but your industrial design. So it's fine. Like if you really don't have to, if you don't want to work into COVID related things, still fine. But there are a hell lot of problems which is going on. Okay, inside room. How we gonna conduct classes? How we gonna conduct meetings, weddings, and so many things are there. Okay, but yeah, these are like very large projects. You need a good 1 month research on that. But try to focus on very simple things if you're starting from very scratch. Okay, just look around. The very best part is just what you can do is first you just write down your user journey. I mean your journey from from 7 o'clock to your bedtime. Okay, list down what all things you do. Okay, I mean I'm not asking you to plan your schedule. First list what are the things you generally do. If you wake up late, then yes, wake up late. Then you eat what you eat. Just write down things, and then in that you might figure out some sort of problems in it. That okay, how to fold a cloth, or how can I wash my um, garments, or how can I clean my house every day, because now it's an everyday task and it is noticeable because we are living in the same place. I mean with our parents, it's a thing that how can I help my mom. So first figure out what are the works people are doing, or if you don't want to do it for yourself, then map out other people like your mom, like what she's doing every day, what sort of help she needs, maybe what are the pain points of her throughout the journey, while cooking, while sleeping. Okay, maybe you can design her some bed furniture or maybe some cooking accessories so that it can help her as well. Maybe some gardening tool. Okay, so these are like very vast areas. The more you want me to talk, I'll talk so many things right now. But the focus is we have to compile in the limited time. Still we don't know what is the submission date, but still we'll try to pace it up. So we'll go with our area of interest. Just write down in your paper, or if you want to discuss with us one-on-one, we will discuss it, that what is your area of interest, and then we will review your work, what you have done. If you have to improvise on it a little bit, or you have to add something on it, then maybe we can do it. Okay, and or if it is completely new things you want to make, 2-3 projects is good. See, it has to be qualitative project. Okay, don't see your quantity here. If now quantity, where quantity will matter, I'll tell you. So I was giving you the example of character design, right? So one character which you have designed, that is the final one. Like Spider-Man, someone has designed it, okay, and they have designed the story out of it. So this is just one character, but before that, this guy must have designed his costume like for 100 times. Okay, so that is the quantity we need. There I need quantity. I don't need multiple, so many projects. I need, like, for one thing, how many exploration I can make, and within that exploration, that now next is me only who will choose the particular guy, and then I have to describe why out of 100, like I only drew that 100 sketch, I only drew. Now out of that I'll choose 5. Okay, now I'll define 5 properties for them, and then again I'll have to choose one out of it. Then I have to justify why I have chose this. because this has some certain properties which no one has it, and it will be feasible for this particular condition. Okay, so this is the long journey. Like, design has so many things over here. So I mean, just do one project first and then start seeing, I mean, how you can improvise, and then you hop on to other projects, and then, I mean, if you have time, then maybe we can do some more projects. Okay, right now if you just simply make sketches like product sketches and things like just random character drawings, it won't help. It will just, I mean, yes, they will mark you, but they will only mark you for like aesthetics, which has again very less weightage. I mean, weightage, but it is like 1/3 of it. Okay, so if you have concepts, process, and a good presentation, then you will make your mark over there. Okay, so I mean, come up with your area of interest and let's see how we can work on that. Okay, people, if you have interest on singing area, some musical instrument, and or movies, movie exhibitions, their film sets, if you want to make, then I mean, there are a lot of things we can do. And you also have learned so many things during situation tests, so maybe we can also make 3D models, like prototype, small prototype, and we can take a picture, nice picture of it. And we can also have a stop motion. Let's see if we can upload video also or not. Okay, but everyone portfolio will be differ. It will differ from student to student. Okay, so don't worry about like how other people are doing and how YouTube is explaining about portfolio, because just imagine if you watch video in YouTube that how to make portfolio, then also see how many viewers they have. So that means these many people are considering their facts, their standards, their sort of path. Okay, so if you have similar path, then it will create a common thing. Okay, but as a designer you have to be very different. Yeah, I mean, for the first impression it has to be little different. Okay, then these projects will come, what I have explained to you, your area of interest. Take out problems. If it is not problem, then take out how can you enhance the experience of the existing thing. Okay, I'll give you one example, last example, then I'll hand it over to Mr. Krishna. So there was an architecture guy, he got a project in Manhattan, fine. So every year they have a problem with the flood in their city. Okay, at the border of the city, because the Manhattan has that area where when the sea level increases, it also it floods the city. Okay, now the thing is, what is the first thing as a designer will do, a person will do? So put a wall throughout the city so that we can I mean, we can protect ourselves from the flood, because there is a wall and it won't come out right on the city. That is the first thing. But what this guy has done is, he has put parks, so many fixtures like playing area and up hills, down hills. So these are nothing but an indirect wall for the flood. Okay, because in flood no one is going to use it. So what these things will do is they will act as a barrier. So there was a problem. The problem was flood. How they solved it? They solved it through an interesting solution, that okay, I will put parks, I will put benches, I will put pebbles, so that the city will look beautiful as well as it will solve the problem. Okay, and it is attractive also. So that was the whole project, and now I mean it is applied. Actually it is there, you can see that. Okay, so I mean, this is how we can also approach. If you really want to make something beautiful, you can take a serious problem and then you can take it towards a good experience, or you can solve it as it, like boldly you can solve it, that like how the corona thing is happening. Like corona is the problem, vaccine is the solution, right? But we are not a doctors, we are a designers. So as a designers, how can we make it more aesthetically appeal, and how can we solve the problem? So this is it. I think Krishna will.
Yes. Well, so we will thank you so much, Gaurav sir. It was really very, very informative, and this will help you to develop your portfolio as a person, subjects and all. And we are hoping Gaurav sir will be there to help you and guide you guys. As if now, if you'll see your pattern, the one thing which comes in a mind, portfolio. We all know portfolio is a collective of it's a all collection of your work, your idea, concept, which sir was explaining you. I have some key points for that. You should have your pattern, idea, some newness, which he has given the example of COVID or something, because that will make you stand out from other. Then your concept, and it's totally depend on your course also. Newness means that then you should go out of your beyond your course which you want to apply if you are for masters. Well, so this part is done. Here your assignment is, you should work on your portfolio. Let's start doing a mind mapping and start thinking about your portfolio, what all you want, and just conclude that part. Do some research and study, which we'll discuss on Sunday class. Second thing, your PI. You all know is nothing new in PI. Like how portfolio is not new, already you have your work. Something you have to add on. Only again, PI is nothing new. What we are doing here, we are interacting to each others. You are trying to know each others. We are having a topic to discuss here, and today's topic is NID second round exams, right? So someday you may have some topic, something about you, yourself, that is PI. And we are already taking GDPI classes that you guys know for NIFT second round exams. That is called GDPI for MDS student. SOP. You all know, sir has already explained you the SOP. So you can write and you can personalize your SOP also. SOP part, Rimjit ma'am will help you, and you will have session with her. PI session we will conduct on Sunday. And the portfolio, you can submit your portfolio detail on certain mail ID, what all you are planning it. That will share you, because I want portfolios to be the more individual. If something we can share and discuss in a group, that also we'll see. So all these things is done. So do it more research. Do not worry, most of you are clear. That's a great thing. So this was the completely new set of the pattern of an NID entrance exam what we are having today. Or based on this, we will have a class on Sunday. So your today's test, which was based on old pattern, that's cancelled. We will not have any more today test. So all the best. Anything last message you want to give, Gaurav sir, and it should be in this session?
No, I think I'll start again then. I mean, we will.
Thank you. It was really great.
We'll do it again. Okay, no problem. We'll see. Let's start first, and then this is nothing like, it's not an assignment that you have like do or die sort of situation. It will like you will get a progress gradually on. So we'll see. Let's start first. First, put your pen on your paper.
I hope, and I hope you guys don't have any doubt for now. So all the best. Take care. So here we are concluding this session. Good luck.